So, very exciting day. And this is something that I wanted to do myself to go get, but unfortunately I was not able to. So I had to kind of finesse the AAA, but we have a new project car. Here we have it. Hi there. Long drive, huh?
Yeah, you waiting for this?
Yes.
Oh, I can go somewhere else.
No.
What's your name?
Eddie. All right, guys. So, tow truck driver was just telling me like I can't do that. Like, you can't use the AAA and leave the scene because that's technically what I told him, that I was there where the car was. The car was all the way down by Chula Vista. If you guys don't know what that is, that's all the way down below San Diego. So literally almost right next to the border, and it is a long drive for me to go from here to there. So he was telling me, yeah, don't do that again. So I'm in a little bit of trouble, but I do have AAA 200. I have one free 200-mile tow, and the car was exactly 197 miles away from where it was to here at the shop. So right now he's gonna unload it. We're gonna park it right here, right outside, and I'll give you guys the rundown of what is happening with this car. All right, first time in this car, and yep, guys, it is 6-speed manual. All right, basically just steering it a little bit since this car does not start, and I will explain to you guys in a little bit. Guys, so it is the next day. We got delivery of the car yesterday, and kind of put the rear bump. They didn't have the rear bumper on. I put the rear bumper on. I just kind of mocked it up on there. But wanted to go over a couple things going on here at the shop before we get to that car. So you can see we got a full house at the moment. We got Merck's 370Z in because they had to do some repairs on the lips. And then we have this Ferrari 488 Challenge in for a full wrap. We're still working on all-wheel drives, G35, swap the motor, supercharger kit, fuel systems left, and then we can put it back together. So this should be done fairly quick. So you guys will see this in a separate video. And of course, we got Ruby right here, who's just been sitting, basically collecting dust. But look at that engine bay. So I do have the new wrap for the car. The only thing that I've been doing at the moment on this car, been slowly progressing, is the suspension stuff. So once we get that arm back, we could start reassembling it and then just do a direct swap on all these parts and get all that cleaned up in there. So that's the progress on this. The other reason I haven't been able to work on this thing is because I've been doing a project out in Santa Barbara, past Santa Barbara. It's like out in the middle of nowhere, and I've been wrapping some houses. So that's been taking up quite a bit of my time, especially because literally it's like a whole month project. I started since last month, so it's gonna go into mid this month, and then as soon as I'm done with this following house, because it's 3 of them, I should be able to get Ruby back on the road, I hope. So that's the plan. That's what's happening here in the shop. Now let's go check out the new car. Yep. Look at that. It's the next day. Damn, look at this thing. So if you guys are wondering why I got this car, the only reason I got this car is because I got it as part of a deal, I guess you could say, when I wrapped a customer's car. So this belonged to him, and he ended up taking it. This used to be his main car, and then he ended up seizing the motor. So the motor seized on this thing. It doesn't run. He blew the motor. And the only reason that happened was because he had an oil cooler on it, and one of the oil cooler lines was dragging on the freeway, and of course all the oil spilled out, and next thing you know, his motor seized. So that's what is wrong with this thing. Apart from that, literally the car is complete. Of course, it's like missing a couple things here and there, but they're just scattered around the car. He told me that he ended up buying another car because he was going to try to get it fixed, but then he ended up buying another one, which was a red car. And then this car had carbon hood, had a whole body kit on it. It had the wheels, it had air suspension and all that stuff on this car. So when he bought the other one, he transferred all the parts, all the aftermarket parts from this car and put them on the red one. And all the stock parts from the red one, he threw them on this black one. So that's why it's mismatched panels here and there with the black and the red. So the red, the bumpers, the skirts, stuff like that is stuff that he took off from his car and put it on this one to complete it. And as you guys can see, full black interior. And of course, it is the manual gearbox. So another 6-speed manual. Airbag somewhere in here. We have fender liners. We have the cats. We have stock exhaust for it as well. But the question remains is, what should I do with this car? So that is my main concern, is what do I want to do with this thing? Because of course I can wrap it. I do have a spare air suspension sitting around at the shop that I could throw on this thing. Been thinking of getting new wheels for Ruby and putting the current AG wheels on this car, and air suspension, wheels, and I can wrap it or paint it, PPF it, and front end conversion, no front end conversion, leave the G35 coupe front, keep it looking stockish like this, because I've always liked this OEM sport bumper. It looks a little more aggressive, but nothing too crazy, you know. Engine wise, let me pop the hood so you guys can check that out. So I'll show you guys. It's going under the hood. Yep, rev up. It's got an intake on there, but like I said, nothing too crazy. I do still have that Faruqi intake. I have a polished timing cover already, and yeah, so basically we could get creative with this car. I could do the wire tuck on this thing. I could do a lot on this car and make it look really nice. Only question is, do I want to keep it, or should we do another raffle once it's all done up? What do you guys think? I need you guys to let me know down below. And then the other reason why I did get this car as well, even though it has a blown motor, is because I do have 2 more rev up motors that are just sitting in the shop, and I can just have one of those rebuilt. And then I also have a non-rev up regular DE motor that I can swap on this car, which is what most people recommend, because finding a rev up motor is extremely hard. And if you do happen to find one, they're extremely expensive, just because, I mean, the only difference between a stock regular DE and a rev up DE is the variable exhaust timing. So that's the part that's different between these two. So I need to pick between rebuilding a rev up motor and then slapping it on this thing, or I can just put a non rev up and just directly swap it, have the knots deleted, and then I'll be able to drive this thing immediately. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. For now, there are some things that I want to get off this car to send out to get done in carbon fiber for Ruby, and then we can figure out what we could do with this car later. Like I said, guys, before we dive into that car, the main priority is getting Ruby done. And like I said, maybe I could just get new wheels for this car, and have these wheels go on that car. But technically speaking, like I said, I have 2 more rev up motors in that room. One of them's completely stock. It may or may not work. We would have to do a compression test on it to check it out. And if it works, we have a rev up motor. If it doesn't work, we need to rebuild it. And if we don't want to rebuild it, we have a non-rev up regular DE motor that we could swap into that car. Or as well, we did just do the VHR motor swap on this thing, and there is nothing wrong with the motor that we pulled out from this thing. So maybe we could do a VHR motor swap on that car, but we will see. We'll see later on. Right now, like I said, let's get this one up and running first before anything else. But that's basically going to be it for today's video, guys. It was just a quick little update on what's happening, why I haven't been able to work on this thing, because of course, plenty of work everywhere else. And like I always say, customer cars come first because they pay the bills. That's literally what it is, why I have to do the customer cars first. They pay the bills. So apart from that, we'll see what we do with the other new G. Like I said, comment down below what you guys think I should do with that thing. And then, yeah, we'll just go from there. But again, thank you guys for always supporting the channel. I know I've been lagging on videos, but I will get to them as soon as I can. But so again, thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.